It is with great pleasure that we would like to welcome Dr. Gordon Mellor as the chief guest for this event. Dr. Gordon Mellor leads the Center for Academic Partnerships and is the director of the University of Bedfordshire's Milton Keynes campus. He has operational academic oversight of the university's study centers and formerly led by University of Bedfordshire's Business School. He is a senior provost and is chair of the Schema Board, the university's awarding body. Dr. Gordon started his academic career as a historian, philosopher, with roots in education and sport. He has lectured on a broad range of topics, both nationally and internationally. As an Olympic scholar, he is closely involved in media coverage of the London Olympic Games in 2012. A champion of the students' experience, Dr. Gordon is an advocate of high-quality, vocationally relevant, and accessible higher education provision in multiple settings. I now invite Dr. Gordon Mellor to deliver the convocation address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, esteemed colleagues, guests, but most specifically, graduands gathered here today. I am delighted to be with you. I am representing the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Bunting, from the University of Bedfordshire, who unfortunately cannot attend. However, her loss is my gain, and it is a real privilege to be here with you. Those of you gathered here at this convocation have achieved your success in the shadow of the most difficult of circumstances. The global pandemic has affected us all, and its impact has been profound. However, despite its challenges, despite the difficulties, you have made it. Your hard work, your commitment, together with the dedication of staff here at the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology and colleagues at the University of Bedfordshire, have shown your worth as scholars and as members of our learning community. Many congratulations to all of you on your achievements. Convocation, of course, is not just a ceremony or an event. It is a turning point in your lives. It is a time when you can look back on all the hard work, all the experiences that you have had, the friendships that you have made, the challenges that you have overcome, and celebrate them. And indeed, we celebrate with you and say, well done. We are immensely proud of you. Convocation is also about the future. You will each go your own way to new and different life journeys. And as each of you embarks upon this exciting stage in your life and career, I hope that there are values that you will have in common as graduates of the University of Bedfordshire. I hope that you will want to create a better society through your honesty and integrity. I hope that you will want to create a more equal and just society, to be the architects of a more ethical world where everyone, no matter who they are or where they live, can thrive, and where moral behavior for the wider benefit of society prevails over personal gain and selfish motives. I hope that you will have the confidence to challenge what is not fair and to stand up to prejudice and discrimination wherever you find it, and to advance the cause of what is right, honest, and true. You are the future, and you will play a part in shaping our global society in that future. As Barack Obama had said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. I hope that you will take that message to heart. You can make a difference, and you can change things for the good. Education transforms lives. It has transformed your lives in ways that you do not yet understand, but it is easy to take for granted. We might wish to pause for a moment to consider those many societies around the world where universal education is denied to people, especially women and girls, as we see now in the likes of Afghanistan. I do hope that you have valued your education here, and you will not let it go to waste, and that you will keep on learning and developing wherever life takes you. Be ambitious, be bold, and achieve remarkable things. You have already proved that you can do it. The university's partnership with the Academy here is a strong one. We share with you a passion for information technology and the benefit that it can be for many people throughout the world, and indeed the career opportunities it gives to graduates. The courses that we offer in partnership with SLIT cover business, computing, networking, computer science and software engineering, and indeed we are seeking to widen this portfolio. Your studies have put you at the forefront of modern career-orientated higher education. However, I reflect that success stems from many roots, and we do not always follow the same path. I will return to that theme in a moment. I would like to give a special mention to Delakshana Manharan, who is the founder of Shades IT Solutions. As an outstanding young entrepreneur, she was awarded the Young Woman Entrepreneur in the Entrepreneurs Appreciation Awards in Sri Lanka in 2018 for her contribution in promoting IT education for marginalized women who have limited opportunities and resources. Delakshana obtained a BSc Hons degree in computer science and software engineering from the University of Bedfordshire. She has participated in many events here, including the SLAIT CCI conference on regional economic integration and the SLAIT Women Business Leadership Summit. She is an outstanding example to us all. I also want to congratulate Ishara Wickramasinghe, the founder of Creative Tribe, who delivers bespoke software primarily for clients in New Zealand and Australia. He graduated with a BSc Honours in Computer Science and Software Engineering at the University of Bedfordshire, and in 2016 he was the best performing student. Soon after his graduation, he received a job offer from Invenco Group Limited, which is the world's leading outdoor payment terminal manufacturer, headquartered in Auckland, New Zealand, where he joined as a front-end UI/UX developer. He is currently the UX architect at Invenco Group. Ishara has also been a freelance branding consultant, designer, and developer since a very young age. Whilst he was reading for his bachelor's, he worked full-time at IPAX IT Consulting Limited in Sri Lanka and the Kellogg Company, UAE. These past students, our alumni, show us just what can be accomplished. They are a fine example and a very hard act to follow. There are, however, good signs that many of you will do just that. Indeed, we have already celebrated the highest achieving student at this convocation, and I have to give him my heartfelt congratulations, but the future is open to us all. I have a short tale to tell from my now long career in education, and this one stems from my time as the Dean of the Business School in the University of Bedfordshire. I was approached by a local employer who wanted an IT graduate or two for his company. And so I consulted with my heads of department, and we gave him a small number of names and told the students that they may well be contacted, and indeed some of them were. I didn't hear anything else about that contact at all. But sometime later, at a different event, the same employer came to me and said, Gordon, we need to have a word. And so I found the time during the event, and I said, what do you need to say? He said, you've got to do better with your graduates. I thought, oh, what does he mean? You've got to do better. They don't know how to be in interviews. And I thought, this is very strange. I mean, we do quite a lot of preparation for career work. But I said, what do you mean? He said, that lad that you sent us, and I did know who he meant, but I won't, for the purposes of this story, tell his name. That lad that you sent us, you know, his phone went during the interview and he answered it. And I thought, and this had obviously very much offended the employer. Well, anyway, my student did not get that job. However, about 6 or 7 months later, that student began a startup with a friend of his. Within 18 months, that startup was bought out by a company in the United States, in Silicon Valley, for tens of millions of dollars. And that's always been lodged in the back of my mind, thinking, wow, he really was a success. He didn't get that first interview, but he was a success. And we were in a position several years later where I knew he occasionally visited his mother in Bedfordshire. His mother lived just down the road from our main campus. And so I had someone call in and leave a note saying, if he is ever here and could spare a couple of hours, could you get him to come and speak to our students? Both I and indeed your colleagues here will be unremitting in trying to put relevant people in front of you to give you experience. Anyway, about a year later, we got a phone call saying that he was in the country and could come on a Wednesday or Thursday one week. And so he came, and he stood in a room not dissimilar to this, jam-packed with my students. And he talked about his experience and his passion for IT and what he planned to do in the future. And then his phone went off, and he took from his pocket, he took out his mobile and looked at it. He didn't answer it, but he looked at it, turned it off, and put it back in his pocket. And that reminded me of the tale I'd been told about that first interview, where he had actually looked at his phone during the interview. And so afterwards we were talking, and I said, it's really interesting that you felt you had to answer the phone. And he laughed. He said, I knew you would think that. You would think it was rude. But actually, my world means that I have to act instantly to messages. Sometimes that's the difference between a contract and not. Sometimes that's the difference between success and failure. And I reflected on that and thought, yes, it would have been very easy to think he was just being rude by looking at his mobile phone. But in fact, he was right on the button for what was necessary in his part of the IT business. It's just a little by-the-by tale. You know, don't ever listen to people, certainly people of my generation, who don't understand quite the immediacy of communication. You follow your own needs and devices, and if anybody turns up their nose and thinks, oh, well, answering their phone, that was a bit rude. Not so. It's a difference sometimes between success and failure. So, that's the little tale from me and from Bedfordshire. Whilst here, I particularly want to thank the esteemed staff who are gathered here, particularly Professor Gamagi, Professor Kapuru Bandara, and Professor Ratanyake, and please forgive my Sri Lankan pronunciation. I'm not very good at it, and I apologize. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Yasser Jawera and Chintha Ediwera for their consistent help with our partnership. It is under the leadership of these people here that you have achieved your success. You owe them a great deal, and indeed I know you will go forward and make them very proud. So, as has been said before, On your journey, you will have relied on friends, on family, on the staff, and the staff at the University of Bedfordshire, and they have all contributed to where you are now. I do hope that you will find the opportunity to thank them at some point. Today is very busy, you may not see them, but at some time your paths will cross, and I do hope you will be able to thank them. We congratulate all graduating students here. The University of Bedfordshire wishes you great success in your chosen future. Now that you are alumni of the university, you join an extensive network of scholars, past and present. They are represented in all aspects of modern life around the globe, in business, in technology, healthcare, and wide-ranging professions. Please keep in touch with us. Tell us how it's going. And if ever you are that stellar success, come back and speak to people here and offer perhaps half an hour to speak to students that are following in your footsteps. They will appreciate it. Equally, if you are in the UK, come to the university and tell us your story. So, my very best wishes for a happy and fulfilling future. I wish you every success. Many congratulations and welcome to the community of graduates of the University of Bedfordshire. Today, celebrate hard. Really celebrate, you deserve it. But tomorrow, get up, shake off whatever is left of today, and change the world. Go forward into your future. Thank you.